Finally Famous, Big Sean's debut album, released June 28th, 2011. And fun fact, Kanye West executive producer on the album. It will go on to debut on the Billboard 200 at the number 3 spot and sell 87,000 copies first week. So far, this album commercially is doing great. It has done great. We have a good amount of singles that also peaked on the Hot 100. My Last, featuring Chris Brown, peaked at the number 30th spot. And man, reminiscing back on the track, I love it. Definitely gets the nostalgic value, nostalgic love every time I listen to it. Going on from there, Marvin and Chardonnay, featuring Kanye West and Roscoe Dash, peaking at the number 32 spot on the Hot 100, and Dance with Nicki Minaj, peaking at the 10th spot and is currently 4 times platinum. And on a side note here, I remember back in middle school listening to Dance and remembering every single lyric to impress a girl. It didn't work out exactly how I thought it would, but at least I know every single bar for the song. Now, after knowing all of this, the commercial success of the album, the big debut for Big Sean, why does Big Sean hate it? Why didn't he really like it? And I got the exact quote for you guys right here. I didn't really like it that much. On the first album, I wasn't really in love with every single one. I just think it was a timing thing. I just started getting into the groove. I was starting to feel comfortable right when it was due, really when it was past due, and it kind of me up. You live and you learn, and I'm glad it went like that. I'm glad my first album was the way it was, and I'm glad the second album is the way it is shaping up to be. I think my first album had a lot of radio songs on it, and that is an important part of things, and it's a necessity you have to establish. At least radio knows me now as a presence, and now they be willing to take more chances on me, and that's what the second album is. I'm going to end the quote right here because it goes more into his next album. And a couple things we get to understand here. It seems time was a big factor as to why Big Sean wasn't able to craft Finally Famous to be the album he really wanted it to be, even though it had a good amount of radio hits that I personally loved, and I know some of you loved as well. Big Sean had a different vision for the album that unfortunately, by the time it was due for submission, he was just getting warmed up, just getting started, and wasn't able to truly make it the album that he really wanted. And I find it fascinating, all these years later, whenever we look back on some albums or projects from artists that we think to ourselves, wow, that must have been great. He probably loves it. And then come to find out, hey, actually, they don't enjoy it as much. And this is why Big Sean hates Finally Famous. You guys let me know some of your favorite tracks on the album. One that I didn't mention for this, but I thought was pretty amazing as well as the original I Do It on it. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. I got some more videos above me, above my shoulders to check out. Go through the Vivid Nectar rabbit hole. I'm out.